Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Sileo, Tales of a New Dawn. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that are making this game and or get the newest version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, where it's $5 a month or $54 a year. So, on last Let's Play, Ty and Lucas went to have their jam session, and we watched and had a good time. Also, main character son had a chup. Ooh. But yeah, now it's day 11 and not sure. Oh yeah, we're still doing the $200 war with Diego. Set face and continue. The following morning, having stealthily returned the $200 via the pocket of a fresh pair of laundered work pants, whose owner was otherwise preoccupied in the shower, myself and said owner would receive an invitation to join Axel and Dom for a morning dip in the nearby Wivel. At the same time, my calendar was completely clear, and consequently I agreed to participate. Diego was found to be a touch more reluctant, although out of his own chronic laziness more than anything else. Nonetheless, he would eventually agree to attend, and together we traveled the short distance to our meeting place. Hey guys, I'm so happy you came. Ooh. Morning you two. Fine day for a swim, eh? Don't know about you two, but these past few mornings have been getting kinda chilly. We definitely ain't in summer no more. Man, I guess you live in, like, I don't know, the north? Places where you have, like, more than 2 seasons. Hot and slightly less hot. With a tinge of, what is it, cold snap? Pah. Once you're in the water, you'll come right in no time. You'll come right in no time. Okay. Come on, let's go. So he's got abs. You can kind of see it behind my head. Oh hey, you go on ahead, Axel. There's something I want to talk to Adrian about. Oh, what is it? Oh, it's okay. I just want his advice on the lease agreement. Wink. Whoa. You know about that stuff, Adrian? I didn't. But something about Dom's delivery implied that it wasn't real reason he wanted to speak with me. Catching the hint, I played along with Dom's ruse. Sure thing. I can help with that. Huh? Leases? You moonlight as a lawyer or something, Adrian? Dom's face conveyed a sense of mild irritation. His bluff clearly not intended for Diego, but having worked on him nonetheless. I wondered to myself how difficult life must be for someone so constantly gullible. I mean, it do be like that. That sort of stuff is so confusing. Come join me in the river when you're done. Axel beamed widely at the three of us before returning tail and happily bending his way down the riverbank towards the water. I don't know how much use I'll be. I've only ever signed one lease. Not counting the dorms though. I'll try to help out though. I don't think that's actually what he wants to talk about, Diego. Eh? But he just... Correct, Adrian. Looks like Ty's infamous perception is rubbing off on you. Huh. Well, what's this about then? Dom's body language suggested some hesitation on his part before he finally spoke up. Adrian, does Diego know about that thing that we talked about the other day at work? What, the bird guy? You mean Spencer? Yeah, we've talked about it. Turns out Spencer visited Ty's bar a whole bunch. Really? Good to know. Then I suppose it would be best if you heard what I had to, wait, if you heard what I had to say to Diego. What he had to say? Huh? You find something out about the guy? Well, no. But that itself is something worth discussing. I don't get it. Then allow me the opportunity to explain, and perhaps you will. But before we proceed, I need to ask you guys a favor. Sure thing. What do you need from us? Don't tell Axel any of what I'm about to tell you. He knows I have something of a tendency to obsess over things like this, and, well... Dom sighed, rubbing the bridge of his nose between his thumb and forefinger, as he determined the best words to complete a sentence. Look, just don't, okay? Can you promise me that? Now I'm just wondering what kind of shit you've gotten yourself into. But alright, Axel doesn't have to know. I scratched my chin. I too found myself most curious indeed, especially if it was Axel, who was expected to keep Dom on a leash for a change. I didn't like agreeing with something like this without knowing more information, but I had no other leads on Spencer. Alright then, I promise I won't tell Axel a thing. Now, fill us in. What's the big idea? So, a few years back, I did some courses at the Woodcrest University. One of my assignments was a paper on the founding of Woodcrest. Figured it'd be a sure bet. With the university having access to much of the city digital archives. I never knew you studied history. It was actually for a language class. The overall objective of the assignment was more about the writing, research, and referencing, and less about the actual subject at hand. If I recall, it just had to be some historic event, so that's what I chose. So, it's like I said, access to the CDA? Surely, a paper like that was going to be a cinch, right? Well, that's just it. A ton of material was inaccessible to the university. I chalked it up to be somebody screwing up during the whitelisting process. It was the most obvious conclusion. Whitelisting process? I wouldn't think there would be any sort of like hush-hush thing going on with, the founding of a city. What they need whitelisting for? So, I put in a request for someone to whitelist those archives. And you know what? Not only did I not hear back, but after a week or so, the entire ticket just disappeared from the system. So, I had already wasted a week, and clearly I couldn't rely on the IT team to get things sorted. So, Dom paused, briefly glancing from side to side like some kind of wacky cartoon villain. Whatever he was about to tell us, he didn't want anybody else to be any wiser. Satisfied with our privacy maintained intact, but still cautious nonetheless, Dom leaned closer, finishing his sentence with a hushed tone. I found the back door. Eh? The back door to what? The uni? No, to the system. The CDA. But ain't that like a computer thing? Dom sighed, clearly having overestimated Diego's level of technical literacy. A mildly exacerbated Dom continued his story, this time facing more in my direction, a statement affirming his intended audience. Yes, you see, the tech they were using for the system was positively antiquated, almost as old as I was, in fact, and it was just riddled with security problems. Don't you love government complacency? So I did my research and found an unpatched exploit that granted me temporary admin privileges. I used those privileges to create an account with greater access rights than the university but not so powerful that it would stand out in their databases. It blended right in with several hundred local government workers. It was perfect. Whoa, are you like some kind of hacker? No, and that's the most embarrassing part. I was just some whiz kid. I had no idea what I was doing. All the information I needed to break in was easily accessible on the internet. Also, I would think that kind of makes you a hacker. You did hack. Anyway, I looked up the files I needed. Lo and behold, I couldn't see any good reason why access would be restricted. And, well, I got a little too into the whole process. Not really thinking that if I couldn't legitimately access those files, I certainly couldn't cite them as in an assignment. Long story short, I switched topics and scraped through with a B+. Not bad. Congratulations. But I have to ask, I know what you're gonna say. What does any of this have to do with Spencer? Right? Well, we're getting to it, I promise. So the other night, Spencer showed up at Lucas's and spooked you so bad you fell out of your chair. I was racking my brain for how I might find out more about this dude. That's when I remembered my account in the CDA. Adrian, you fell out of your chair? I did. And you would have to... I don't know why. I didn't read yesterday and didn't read today. This is my first read, and all of a sudden I'm like, I can't read. And you would have to walk it up on somebody like that. So, what I did was visit the university. You see, you can only access the CDA via their security domain. So I just waltzed on the campus, pretending I was a student. Even brought my backpack with me to really sell the act. Then, I wafted around the library like a bad smell, waiting for someone to leave a station without logging out. The auto logout kicks in pretty quickly, so I had to be quick. Thankfully, I secured a station and made a connection to the CDA. After all these years, the account still worked. They patched all the security loopholes and updated their systems, and yet, there my account was, exactly how I left it. I honestly expected it would have been purged as part of the security audit or something, but I suppose that was too much to expect from the government, right? Of course, I couldn't just rock up to the university anytime I wanted to access, so I worked my magic and explored a server on the university network. I could now connect to my own private user station remotely. When will these organizations learn? I don't know why I suck at reading today. So, long story short, probably more for your benefit, Adrian, is that I can now access the Woodcrest CDA from anywhere there's an internet connection, and this is a fantastic resource to have when it comes to finding out about, well, people like Spencer, I suppose. That all sounds kinda dangerous, man. Probably super illegal, too. Illegal, sure, but it's only dangerous if they find out. And they won't find out. I have a VPN. Believe me, my tracks are covered, Mr. Not Hacker. If you say so, dude, but this ain't worth no big risks. Trust me, it's all under control. There's nothing for you to worry about. Guys! Retention was captured by Axel, who was frantically waving his arms to try and draw our focus. Having succeeded in his goal, he called out to us once again. Come on, the water's great. Won't be long, Axel. We're almost done. Dom called back to Axel, trying to buy us more time for our conversation, as Axel grinned and disappeared beneath the surface of the water. So, you said that you'd looked already, right? Did you find anything? So far, practically zilch. Damn. But you see, that doesn't make any sense. First of all, the sorts of contracts Lucas gets from him are bizarre. Diego, remember a few months how we were printing and mailing water safety flyers? Remember a few months? I mean, I guess. For some reason, I'm looking at a whole bunch of these things in this game. It's like, I feel like that's a grammar thing, but apparently it's not. Oh yeah, one addressed every single house and business in Woodcrest. There's so many that Ty gave me time off to help Lucas out instead. Not that I was much help. It makes a good case for avoiding relationships in the workplace, doesn't it? Asshole was sneering at me from across the room for the entire day. Anyway, sorry, off topic, I know. Don't sweat it. The point I'm trying to make is that isn't that something the government themselves should be handling? You'd think so. Maybe Spencer has some kind of association with the town's water supply, or something like that? I thought the same thing, so I did my research. Turns out, it's totally state-owned, and there's nobody called Spencer who oversees it in any way. Another thought I'd considered was that he could be some kind of private contractor, but again, there's nobody like that on the books. Although, nothing whatsoever that relates to him. No receipts, no remittance? Contacts, nothing. There's not a single mention of him anywhere. And even if he was part of the government himself, there'd be some trace of him. That's super weird, huh? That's not even the worst part. I punched all our names in, and we all have records in the CDA. Me, Axel, even you, Adrian. Me? What kind of information do they have on me? To be completely fair, very little. Some basic identity stuff, tax filings from Lucas and Ty. It's pretty much it. But you see, that's still one hell of a lot more than Spencer does. The name Spencer comes up a lot over a long period of time, but there's at least a few dozen people living here with that name, and the only thing that I could find that could feasibly be our guy was a newspaper article about the combat tournament. Excluding that, he's a ghost. Dude, what is going on? Makes no sense. How long do you think Spencer might have been in Woodcrest for? Long enough to have quite a comprehensive record at least. I first spotted him myself about a year back when he started giving Lucas those contacts. Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure he was around when I started at Ty's. Or maybe he started visiting shortly after? It was a while after that my raptor problem started. So maybe a bit over a year for me? And that article I mentioned about the tournament dated 3 years ago now. Beyond that, the article doesn't tell us anything new. It's a complete waste of time. Damn. So, what are you thinking? We hit a dead end? No, not necessarily. I'm not ready to give up just yet, but there has to be some shred of information that I'm missing. Some seemingly irrelevant thing that blows this case wide open. There just has to be. Wish I could help, dude. The few times I've seen him, he mostly kept to himself and not said anything much to me. Guy definitely had more money than sense though. What kind of dude drinks $3,000 bottles of whiskey? Worse yet, he didn't even stock top shelf. We didn't even stock top shelf until Spencer started swinging by. And now that we have a whole bunch, bastard almost never shows up to us no more. Who the hell is gonna drink that overpriced crap? In all fairness, that seemed like an irresponsible spending decision on Ty's part, more than anything else. Yeah, I guess. Only other thing I can think of is that Ty would quite often make him take him out back into his office. Doors locked behind them too. Whatever was going on there, they didn't want nobody knowing about it. At that moment, I suddenly recalled Diego having listened in on my conversation with Ty only days prior. Surely, if he knew about that trick already, he'd have done so with Spencer's visit as well. Diego, the vents. Did you ever listen in? Dude, you're gonna hate me, but Ty only got the new system installed a couple of months back. Old one crapped the bed in the middle of summer. That was a real sweaty few days, let me tell you. The old system we had didn't have any outlets on the side of the building, only up on top of the roof. I've only seen Spencer once since, and I couldn't leave the counter. There were queues. So you literally only listened into my conversations then? Hey, I'd have reached their privacy too, if I could have. That sounds like a bit of a story. Yeah, Diego's just sticking his nose in other people's business. I suppose that's karma for you. Ty has a reputation for doing the same. So, no clue on what the two might have discussed then. Sorry, dude, I got nothing. But if you ask me, he's up to something real shady. Secret conversations behind locked doors, lots of money, enough sway over Ty to have him order expensive-ass booze. And I mean, just look at the guy. He even looks like a cartoon villain. He certainly has a distinctive appearance, but then again, that is true for most ravens. Although, I can't say I've seen many red eyes like that. And the other stuff you mentioned? Shit, you might have a point. I even asked Ty about Spencer the other day. He got all cagey all of a sudden. Wouldn't tell me shit. It just gotta be something shady. It only makes perfect sense, right? I simply do not feel we have enough information to go by just yet. We cannot possibly know for sure. But it is something worth keeping in mind. I don't suppose you guys have heard of a surname? And age or date of birth? Anything? For a second there was like, is he asking whether or not we heard of the concepts of surnames? Like, I don't know. Sorry. Sorry, Dom. Not a thing. Same boat. Sorry, dude. He looks pretty young, though. Can't be older than 20-something, right? It's kinda hard to tell with corvids. I doubt we will make any more progress without thinking outside the box. I will dwell on it some more and let you know if I figure anything out. Thanks, but I'm curious. Why go to such lengths? Ever since Spencer first showed up, something just didn't feel right. Here he is, giving contracts he shouldn't rightly have access to, while surrounded by such security. I was worried for Lucas, still am, and now I'm worried about Ty too. It's been a good while, and nothing bad has happened yet. At least, that I know of. But I guess that's only made me more curious. I have to know. Yeah, I'm with you. My curiosity might well kill me at this rate. Thanks, Don, and good luck. I hope you find something. You and me both. Hey, come on! I'm lonely out here! The three of us spun in place to face Axel, who appeared at least mildly frustrated this time round. Luckily for him, we discussed everything we could and had no excuse to hold out on poor Axel any longer. Well then, ready to get wet? Hell yeah, let's get moist. I showed Diego a look of sullen disappointment, chastising him over his vicious use of vocabulary. Which is weird. Apparently people hate the word moist, I don't know why. Though I do be like, and it makes me moist. His subsequent laughter served to confirm that not only had he expected such a response, but was outright hoping for it. With a sigh, I joined formation with Diego as we began tearing our clothes from our bodies like a pair of cheap strippers. Finally, adorned with nothing but our swimwear, we made a beeline towards the shore in order to join our companion in the water. Holy shit, so cold. I think my nuts are shut up in my belly. I'm not sure if this is going to be any longer, but we'll see. Come on, you big baby. It ain't that cold. You'll acclimate. You just need to give it a few minutes. Huh? Your nuts did what, Diego? As much as I hated to admit, I was with Diego on this one. The water was cold as ice, and my very own gonads, not unlike Diego's, were huddled tightly against my body in desperate effort to starve off hypothermia. I took several deep breaths, trying in vain, to bring my violent shivering back under control. You too? Huh? Yeah. Serves you right, though. You're the one who insisted this was a good idea. I thought it would be fun. You didn't have to come. But I did. And now, my poor nuts are gonna freeze off. That's your fault. You ought to get down there and help warm them up. Okay. 1. That's hella gay, man. 2. You find yourself a boyfriend and have him warm up your damn nuts. Psh. I just want my balls thawed out, not all the baggage that comes with it. I'm so confused. What's happening? What's happening is this husky bastard is going to be solely responsible for being no little Diego, for there be no little Diegos running around. Oh really? Are you sure that's the reason? Or maybe you just love Dick too much? Speak for yourself. I bet. Interrupted by Dom, ever the mature older sibling of the group, we turned to face our judgment and shame. I would like to take this opportunity to point out that neither of you are shivering anymore. What? He's right. Well, what do you know? Maybe there'll be little Diegos running around after all, eh? Nah, you're right about one thing. Our love for Dick is insatiable. Guys? Don't worry about it, Axel. They're just being immature. No, I mean, look! Axel pointed somewhere downstream, as the three of us turned to follow his direction, and in unison, we all knew exactly what we'd seen. Okay, I think the chill might have gone in my brain, y'all, because I seemed to see some shit. Unfortunately for us all, Diego was not expecting hypothermic hallucinations experiencing. On the contrary, we each bore witness to the very same impossibility. Is that a fucking shark? Oh, hell nah. Nuh-uh. I ain't nobody's frozen meal. Diego was first to flee, desperately and clumsily, skipping through the water towards the shore without so much a momentary glance behind him. I'm too young to die. But I don't know, I thought you knew the guy. The second to break formation was Axel, whose impeccable swimming technique resulted in him promptly overtaking Diego and arriving on the shore in short order. And yet, Dom seemed completely calm and totally collected. Not only was he not fleeing like the others, but instead seemed to unentirely bothered by the dramatic turn of events. You too, huh? I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm sure there's a good reason you're still here. Maybe I'm counting on your judgment here, and are both about to become shark bait? I do sincerely hope you're joking right now. Luckily for you, that's exactly what I'm doing, and luckily for us both, this is a freshwater river, with no viable access to the sea. We don't have freshwater sharks in this part of the world. The time to flee had long passed, as a single fin ran circles around our position. Despite Tom's confidence, I couldn't help but ponder. If that's a shark, then isn't a shark, then what the hell is it? Oh, it's definitely a shark. Excuse me? Just not the kind you're thinking. And do you want to learn something else while we're here? Sure. They hate it when you smack them on the nose. Tom raised his fist and waited for the fin to circle back around closer to his position. He held steadily as the shark completed its loop, and then Dom clenched his fist, penetrated the surface of the water with a loud splash, and the subsequent sound confirmed the conclusion was something soft. Subsequently, the creature ceased its movement, sitting limply in the water for several moments before finally its owner burst forth from below. So we hit the 30-minute mark, and I kind of got something I gotta do in a hot minute. Hey, Fox Dude, what's that? What I got there? And also, here's the new guy. It's the same scene but different scene, but yeah. Sorry, I just kinda got to go. But it's also kind of weird. It's like this game, and then also, what is it? The smoke room, where it's like, they've got these animals, but then they also got people, and it's like, how would you live in a world where you have, like, anthropomorphic sharks, and then, you know, feral sharks, I guess. Because it do be like that? Anyways, end of this Let's Play. So, please comment, because I like comments, something you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise, if you like me, YouTube, and like Secret. Then please like, subscribe, and share the various type of grow. Please remember to your animals help control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game, and or get the news version earlier, you can go to Patreon. And until next time, it's like me, GamerWolfSix of Sileo, Tales of New Dawn. We'll see you in a phone call. Thanks, see ya.